Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk FGO, your regular one-stop talk shop for FGO. We're your favorite maintenance boys, and it's me, Omega, and with me as always, Lucky. He wanted to be a janitor, but I think we're a step above that.
Hey, janitors can make good money nowadays, yo. Anyway, everyone, I hope you're enjoying Fate, a Grand Order, aka looking a little bit like Christmas. And while we here at Studio Manga like to bring you the latest in FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for the Jaypee and EN version of the games, so anyone not wanting spoilers should say spam a lot.
Yes, that's right. We're doing the thing. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. I don't know how long the show will be, but we've got things to talk about this week, so that's cool.
There'll be maximum faffing.
That's a cool thing we will talk about. So, since we're here, I will go ahead and let you guys know that this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Anga Comics, Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Nestor Flores, Sodasan0424, and VideoGamer75. And that if you like what we do, you should consider supporting us on Patreon, because you can get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it will really help us out. And we appreciate your support.
Thank you very much.
Alright, there it is. There's a click, there's a thing. I don't know what it is about. Actually, I know exactly what it is about this week. I know what the thing is this week. It's Death Stranding. That's why I'm like, I don't know what's up or down or left or right anymore. All I know is boxes. Okay, kids?
I don't know about you, but I put over 65 hours into this game already.
I should check. I have probably put not that many, because I've stopped to do other stuff. Like, I'll probably mention it more, but I got Disney Plus for The Mandalorian, but also that means I finally got to see Avengers Endgame, so I carved out a couple hours out of my week to, well, actually, a lot, because Endgame is, like, literally 3 hours, but, wow. I carved out a few extra hours to watch some movies and TV, but otherwise, just all packages all the time.
Actually, let's see here. Yeah, let me check here.
I could check.
Because guess what?
Just went to sleep.
Yeah, I had to wake mine up. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. Lucky is a filthy liar. I put in 82 hours.
That's a lot of hours.
This is why Lucky's only been living via like naps and shit.
And also, like, you're not even that, like, story progression wise, you're not that far. There's at least one more region, I'm pretty sure, to the game.
Oh yeah, no, like
you start in the east, then you go to the central. I'm pretty sure there's a west. So
yeah, like I don't like story wise. I don't think I'm that much farther ahead of you.
No, you've got a couple of places, and the only reason why I'm not is because, much like you, I am aggressively, obsessively improving my infrastructure, because I'm pretty sure that's what the top level design decision from Kojima was. He told all his developers and all his renderers and everything, it was like, okay, this has got to be just annoying enough that you can't do it easy, but if they want to put the time in, they can make it pretty easy. Because, like, we'll talk about this lots on What's Up Tomorrow, but the short version is just, the game is pretty good, but it's just a little bit too real and too annoying to be perfect.
I'm giving it a solid 9.
Yeah. I think the intent is that Kojima wants it to be a 9. Like, he doesn't want you to have a perfect experience. Like, there's always got to be just that little bit amount of you have to put some work in.
Yeah. And
but anyway,
boy howdy, people put work in the weirdest places.
Yeah, that's another discussion we'll have. There's so many safe houses that are in non-useful places. You can already rest and fast travel at those locations. You can't walk 5 feet, kids?
No.
This is the ultimate statement about millennial America. I literally can't walk 5 feet to get my monster energy. Alright, well, we've faffed enough that we can safely move into our segment for pro tips and check in with everybody's favorite Kohai. So let's go ahead and do that.
Senpai.
Actually, I should probably not be playing Death Stranding right now. I should probably play FGO so I can be on theme.
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai, our regular segment for pro tips. So, just a simple one this week, but we're going to talk about it later. But the compensation for if you had your 8 million download streak broken will be on the 20th, so make sure to log in on that day. It'll cover anything you might have missed at any point. Like, if you were a couple days late in starting your streak, you'll get all your shit. It's just, they'll cover everything there. They just need to get in the servers and do the timers and stuff.
Yeah, so, I'll give you guys a full breakdown of what you guys are getting and when, so you will know.
Yeah, well, go ahead and do it. We're in the pro tips.
Oh, we're in the pro tips, alright. So, according to their official news statement, if you logged in, this is times and Pacific Standard Time, mind, on the 7th or 8th, this from the 7th to 8th, excuse me, you'll receive the login bonuses for day 5, 6, and 7. If you logged in on the day between the 8th and the 9th, you'll get the bonuses for day 4, 5, 6, 7. 9, 10, 3 do 7. 10, 11, 2 do 7.
So basically, at any point, if you logged in during the event and started your streak, you'll get your thing.
You'll get your thing.
Which a lot of people were concerned about, but as will be a theme of this episode, I just told everybody, you just gotta relax. Either it's okay, or it's not. Either way, the decision is out of your hands now, so don't worry about it.
You're good. You'll live.
Yeah, there's a lot of kerfuffle over it. So really first, let's really first. That's how let's check in with Records from the Throne really quick. So I finally got Santa Lily to max level, thanks Lotto EXPs. I'm a little slow rolling this event, but not that slow. So I don't know. I guess let's see who's next on my list. I guess is Chiyomi only 60 out of 70? I think so. And I think Yang King is the same. I got too many fucking assassins, but I want more. But I have too many. But yeah, so that's really all that's accomplished. It's a rerun. There's nothing else going on. Lucky and I aren't super chasing FGO right now, so just a couple little things.
I'm sorry. I'm blaming Death Stranding for this. It
is the video game event of the year, of this year, since apparently none of the other video game events were events. But we covered it. So yeah. Well, then let's go ahead and move into Not All the World's Evil, but damn close. So 24-hour maintenance, huh? Everybody wanted that authentic Jaypee experience, right?
Here you go.
Yep, here it was. The maintenance literally lasted 24 hours. It started, and then it took a whole day for it to stop.
Well, from what we understand of the situation, it was the initial problem was with the iOS software. Basically, they had to do something, send it to Apple, get it back. That whole communication.
Yeah, basically, you send the app version to Apple to get it on the iOS store. They have to approve it and put it on the store. Which, by the time normal maintenance period had ended that night, it was not. It was on Android, that's for sure, because I downloaded my update off Google Play a little before maintenance would have ended. But basically, the FGO USA Twitter was like, okay, we still cannot confirm that the update is actually on the iOS store. Maintenance will persist because I'm not sure exactly what the problem is that it would be to run it with just the Android people, but that's not how FGO works. Yeah. If this happened before, for instance, when there was a goof up with Google Play, for instance, if one of the two app stores does not work, they will not open the servers.
Yeah. And from what we understand is because the getting it back took so long, they weren't able to communicate with people over in Japan to get the servers clicked back on immediately.
Yeah, there was some plan to do stuff, but it took longer than usual. Also, this is what I like to say. Also, like, I think somebody even brought this up in our Discord. Everybody's like, "Oh, ending maintenance is just flipping a switch." Well, technically, yes. I'm sure there's a switch or a button click that ends it.
Yeah,
there are probably some steps before that which things could go wrong. I joked that.
Oh yeah.
I joked that everybody's pissed off because the Japanese side didn't get the servers turned back on, but it's like. Some guy just accidentally, got a mandatory Windows update or something. And they're like, I can't stop it. Because here's the thing, kids. We think technology is smart. Technology is really, really dumb.
I say it.
Human ingenuity is great, but when we solve problems, we solve things in the fastest, simplest way possible. And when that way breaks or is faulty, no matter how slipshod it is, then we have to deal with the consequences because that's how human convenience works. So
yeah,
I don't really know what's going on in the server rooms at Delightworks, where both Jaypee and FGO USA are hosted. And while yes, I do know they have a global team, but I do expect that because they are the Japanese company, they probably put a little bit more weight to the Japanese servers. If Jaypee is flowing fine, there's nothing else for those techs to do besides poke ours. So. Though, I don't know. Do they need a 24/7 maintenance team for servers? Probably not. Which means, obviously, those guys have to go home and sleep. They do. That is how that works. When your shift is over, you're supposed to clock out and go home.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, they actually got an image for the Nightingale Christmas Carol. Holy shit.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. They teased some images on the 18 million. Because we're in a freakish point where we're at 8 million here and Jaypee just hit 18 million, I sometimes want to just stop it at 8. But no, there's a teen in there when we're talking about Jaypee.
Yeah, no, Lucky's looking at image assets right now, and I just saw that. So
but yeah, so It's a little weird. Or like everybody's like, oh, darn those Japanese, and like the one Japanese server tech is like, head first in a pile of fiber optic cables because somebody kicked something they weren't supposed to. It's just like, trust me, I have read plenty of horror stories about IT and stuff. People do not necessarily use technology in a smart way, so God knows what the actual problem was. But yes, even after a couple hours after they got the Apple update confirmed, they still had not managed to end maintenance until a while. And I don't know if that's just, closing the maintenance process is we have to make sure that our private, we can do a private access to test the build and make sure it works properly before we end maintenance thing. Like, I don't know if they have a test process to make sure that, say, Apple didn't goof up uploading the update or something. So that could have been it. For instance, it could have been like, okay, we can't do our QA on this update in enough time to turn the servers back on. So, I don't know.
I don't know. Again, I keep telling people, it's like, companies are not out to purposely fuck you over. If something went wrong, something genuinely probably fucking went wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's also, like, this is a general pet peeve of mine, but you hear this about a lot if you listen to my other videos. But people are, complaining about release dates and inventory and stuff, and I'm just like, they want more communication, but if that communication is going to change, they don't want it. And companies don't want to give you or I should say, it's not communication if there's nothing to communicate. Like, that's the thing. People don't know things. People are still human. They might not know what the problem is, or they might not have anything to say because they don't know when it's going to be over. People are like, oh my god, the server missed its date. They haven't told us when it's going to end. Probably because they don't know. Because they're looking at the clock and they're like, shit, we missed the deadline. When will this be, There's some Japanese middle management guy with his tie half undone yelling at them, when will this be done? And there's, the couple of poor underpaid knowledge workers hip deep in fiber optic cables, like I said, are like, I don't fucking know. I don't know when it's going to be done. They suddenly have Scottish accents, and they're like, I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. It'll be 10 hours, by which I mean 1 hour, but whatever. They don't look impressive, Classic Scotty problems. Actually, Lucky, this has made me realize that clearly the kids these days have not watched enough Star Trek.
Actually, when was the latest Star Trek series to come out?
There's a Star Trek series airing right now, but I don't, it's on like CBS exclusive shit, so I haven't seen it, and I don't know how good their engineer is at
honestly,
things.
I can't, I think about it, the last, Star Trek series that I watched seriously was Voyager.
That was a while ago. I was a small child when Voyager was airing. But all the old shit's on Netflix, kids. That is a binge watch. How many seasons are there of The Next Generation? There's a lot. There's quite a lot of Star Trek if you're sick or bored or something, or grinding FGO and you can't stand to listen to the entire Let's Talk FGO playlist from the beginning again. Because I assumed you did that already. Many people have engaged on that noble quest, and we appreciate it.
We super appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh shoot, Jack's gonna drop an NP. That's weird. Whatever. I'm just doing the story. It's no biggie. I got 5 more servants.
I already have what I want to do for my thumbnail done, so I'm trying to get it done before I forget and before I ghost.
Okay. That's good. Though that does remind me. So remember that time you were really awakened?
Oh, yeah.
That was people were about the thumbnail. They were thinking, oh, Lucky should just do all 3 slots with Jaypee getting longer each time. And I'm like, okay, you're going to need to tell Lucky about that. And you're going to try and have to make him care, because I'm not going to. And I got to be honest, I'm like, I don't know if you want to do that joke anyway, especially after they linked me like a fan art of super long Santa Lily. And I'm like, especially don't recommend us to use fan art assets. That is asking for trouble with our monetized channel.
How dare.
But yeah, so Lucky will do his own thing as usual.
Whatever. I do what I want.
But, yeah, so 24 hours of maintenance was an ordeal. A lot of people were concerned. A lot of people were freaked out. Yes, you did miss your login bonus. I gotta be honest. Nature already made me miss my login bonus a few times, so my login streak, rather, a few times, so I'm like, I don't know. Whatever, you're a day off now on your total logins. And yes, your login streak is gone, but it was super arbitrary, so...
Ow, fuck.
Careful.
Sorry, my piercing just caught on my headphones because I was shifting around. Honestly, I'm no stranger to losing my login streak. It happens, semi-regularly now. You know what the thing that makes me most mad about losing my login streak right now? I had it set so that my login streak started on Sunday and ended on Saturday, so every Saturday I would get my fucking ticket. I thought that was baller. And
That's
I lost
pretty
that.
good. Yeah, stuff just happens.
But yeah, I was like, oh well, it is what it is.
Like the memes are funny, but please don't take it too seriously. It's just a number that doesn't matter. Like, oh, you had whatever, you had a login streak for however many days it's been straight. That's cool and all, but it also really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Jack, you've given me up troublesome with popping your evade on this.
How dare you, small child? You're cute, but how dare?
Yeah, I don't, and it looks like Ishtar did not proc her Pierce invul, so I guess we won't drop all 3 NPs on this turn and wreck your entire world.
Whoops!
Because I got Mecha Liz, Support Raiko, and Ishtar in there with full NPs, and I'm just like, I could... if you weren't evading right now, I would really fuck your shit up. Oh, fuck, she's got a special skill that gives her charge gain. That's what that is, okay. Well, I still got 2 more NPs after she kills one. Whatever, story gimmicks. I'm doing a show right now, so I do not care about the difficulty of this mode. So, whatever. I'm getting
give me a present. Yeah, that's what it's called. That's
yeah,
right.
Give me a present. And then does she steal NP charge and gain NP charge or something?
Yes.
I don't care.
Yeah, she steals.
It's no big deal.
Because she stole my Jack's NP, and I was like, how dare? How dare you, clone?
Just don't evade with your... And then she gives it right back to Raiko by attacking her with so many hits. That's okay. Anyway, yeah, so the 24-hour, like I said, the memes are one thing. Some people express concern, and I will say rightly so, because I'm a huge fan of Tommy Lee Jones' quote from the original Men in Black. A person can be smart, people are dumb, panicky animals.
That's a very good quote.
So I'm pretty honest. I've said this before. I'm pretty cynical about the overall expectation of how low the FGO USA quote unquote fan base will go. So I make no assumptions that you guys will be decent people, and thus I can be pleasantly surprised. But with Anime NYC going on this weekend, people were expressing concern and were hopeful that nobody would take anything out on the actual FGO team there, which I said was good. I joked even that those people would need to be shot because the only cure for stupidity is a bullet, because leveling such criticisms at the crew that is at the FGO USA tour is really dumb because they don't control any of that. Albert couldn't help you if you wanted to. But yeah, so that's the nature of the beast over there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the thing. Some of the memes are funny, but I hope people don't take it too seriously. And in fact, the question came up, what was the longest maintenance ever in Jaypee? 3 days. 3 whole days, by the way. That was when the game was a lot newer, so it was a lot less stable, but still, like, it could be worse. Yeah, apparently also Apple, this is not just an FGO thing, Apple has been fucking over several games lately with not having people around to review stuff and put it on the store. I don't know. It sounds like they're getting a little big dick swinging. And that's no fun. You know, complacency is bad.
I can't tell a person, like, I can't tell them, like, I know what they're doing, but at the same time, you know, it's like, what's going on? Let me know. Oh, well.
Yeah, so, that was All the World's Evil. Let's, move into our news section. Did you finish your master missions? So, I gotta be honest, I don't think I've even looked since they updated. I've been not caring about other stuff. I assume this is right since I got it off the wiki. I can check in a second. So, roll the friend point summon 30 times again. That's always fun. I guess, do I have FP for that? I should probably do that right now before I forget about it. Defeat 10 servants, defeat 3 good servants, defeat 3 dragon servants, defeat 10 wild beast enemies, defeat 15 male enemies. Those last 2 are excluding servants and certain bosses. So, basically, just farm Christmas, you'll be fine. You can knock out those dragons by doing the one mission that is Lily and Lancer Altar. Those are both dragons. Do that twice, 3 dragons. You know, same with good and stuff. I think I've scrubbed off most of it just farming Christmas. So no big deal, nothing complex.
Oh my god, this is such a cute mash.
Yep, no, this is indeed accurate. Okay, so I need to do my 30 friend points, and I need to fight 2 more wild beasts. So I guess I'm going to do some FP summons while we talk about stuff. Maybe I'll get that Hozoin finally. How much FP have I spent on this bald motherfucker? Let's see. It's going to take me a minute to pull up my summon, because my phone is weird.
I'm almost done.
Let's see. Friend point summon. So I have just under 250k FP. I started with 1 million FP, and I still have no Hozoin.
Alright, let's see. 2019, 11, 15. Wait.
That is the date.
Yes.
This is being recorded on Friday the 15th, in case you kids don't know.
Save! I want to proceed. Alright, that's done.
But yeah, okay, so that's Master Mission. So, let's, after, how long have we faffed around for? 21 minutes? Let's do the news!
Yay!
The maintenance thing was kind of news. But yeah, so, news. First up, NNA, Little Santa Altar rerun. It's going from the 15th to the 23rd total, I believe. Now, since there was the maintenance and delay. And yes, they extended this. Also, that might be wrong. That might be a different date. Did they change that? I don't know. Whatever. It's happening. It's doing the thing.
Can't stop it.
It has been extended a couple extra days till the 23rd. It's the standard rerun setup. It's shorter. There's only 10 boxes. There's more bonus servants. There's going to be a challenge quest at the end. It won't be that challenging, I'm sure. And the banner returns. It is Ishtar, Emiya, Martha, Rhyme, Ushi, and Jinkei. Those are all relevant. So I hope everybody is enjoying their Christmas return.
Did I save it I saved it with the wrong file name. God damn it. Hang on.
Nice.
Hang on. I know what I was...
Oh,
I know
fine.
what I was...
Wow, 10. So that... By the way, that 30 summons is easier than you think. That counts individual summons, so if you do a 10 pull, that's 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just in case you didn't know. But okay. So...
Alright, so...
That's the news on that. Lucky is still trying to figure out where he saved that file.
I found it! Boom. Check it out, patrons. High levels of cuteness.
Yep. There you go. That's a good one. Alrighty. So's. Well, that thumbnail is relevant because of some stuff that happened. Hey, Jaypee, they did a stream, and they announced that they're at 18 million downloads.
Jesus Christ.
18 million. I wondered if they were due for another one of these. But, yeah. So, this campaign will go on from the 13th of November till the 27th. Log in for 10 of stuff, as is usual with these campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the usual, the full blast, double suck chance, half QP to enhance, quarter AP for story up to Lost Belt 4, and Lost Belt 4 is half AP if you've been holding out.
Uh-huh.
They have bonus master missions. If you completed Lost Belt 1, you get 10 Saint Quartz and also some EXPs. And if you beat Lost Belt 4, you get 20 Saint Quartzes. So that's a full 10 pull if you've done both of those already, or accomplished them in this period, because, well, we'll get to why in a second.
Yeah.
There is a new CE in Da Vinci's shop continuing the Chaldea Time theme. It's Chaldea Dinner Time with Evening Gown Mash, who you will see in the thumb and the bed image.
She is adorable and precious, and I want it.
And this one's effect is 5% Master and 5% Bond EXP when max limit broken.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good. Now you can do a lot of bond stacking. Because there's the one that's, I think, 15% on support, there's lunchtime, and then now there's dinner time.
The other one was tea time.
Yeah, I think tea time is the support one. So yes, it's the Chaldea Time themed. Elegance, which was the previous one of the previous CEs, is back in the RP shop. You can buy that back. We have got a Scotty banner and Anniversary 3 CEs. So your Scotty raid up returns, and also you can get some CEs if you missed them.
Is this her first raid up since her
debut? Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, so
this is her first return.
So people are very excited about that.
Mm-hmm. They're dying in droves, and so the 18 million stream revealed that not only is Nightingale Christmas coming up starting late November, they gave an image and they revealed that it would be Nightingale themed apparently. But,
they actually have a title for it. Nightingale Christmas. What was it? Nightingale Christmas Carol.
Yeah, something like that. I think it's Nightingale's Christmas Carol. It translates to. I wanted it to be the Nightingale Before Christmas, but we'll talk more about some Nightingale stuff in a second. But also, they announced that Lost Belt 5 is coming in December. Called it.
Yeah, no, I was actually expecting next year, but no, they're
I don't want to go full blown. Somebody pick up that phone because it was a very soft called it. But no, I was definitely. There were some people who were skeptical, and I was definitely like, no, they definitely have enough time. So,
yeah, no, I was expecting them to squeeze in another event in that time slot, but no, they're going with actual story.
No, so basically, the 18 million downloads ends the 27th, so I'm expecting that on the 27th or 28th, which will technically be the last couple days in November, if not earlier, Nightingale will begin, and if that lasts, 2 weeks, that still leaves, the whole, 3.5 weeks left in December for Lost Belt 5. So that's what I'm predicting they'll do, and they'll squeeze in the last Christmas rerun in there somewhere, because It's only the downloads event.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Nightingale Christmas is coming.
Yes, a lot of people have actually been speculating on this. A lot of people are thinking that we're going to maybe see an angelic aspect of Nightingale, which would be interesting. Because she is an angel, known as the Angel of Crimea. There's also a few other titles associated with it that we might maybe come up as, with the Lady with the Lantern, Little War Office. But, so I think it'd be very interesting to see what aspects they pull of Nightingale's legend to do this.
Mm-hmm. I just hope that they have Twitter over there in Japan and they follow it, because I don't know if the people in the audience know this, but there is an actual distant relation of Nightingale who's alive today. I don't think she has any direct descendants, but she has tangential descendants. And this person, I think it's male, but I don't know, actually found out about FGO and was on the subreddit and stuff, and has a Twitter where they tweet about stuff occasionally. So they have access to, obviously, because she's a famous person, as part of the family, they have access to some of her, old effects and stuff in the historical archives and whatnot. And that Twitter account, so I had to lean over to get something I dropped. That Twitter account is the source of some recent memes about Nightingale. Apparently she was pretty kinky. Or not, because it's hard to tell, but she wrote a note to someone, I believe a patient, I think it was a patient, but it was basically, it reads, "If you are naughty, I will bite you," and the dentist said I have the strongest bite he's ever seen. The Unstead after effect is, "So watch the fuck out." But obviously people are like, that's kinky. The second one was a letter where she, in context of the time, I assume she's talking about just normal patriotism or whatnot, because I'm not sure, but she basically talks about how she has inflamed the hearts of young women and crashed in many a bed, but to the modern audience, they think she's bragging about her big gay energy.
Well,
which is where if you have seen a recent meme about Nightingale, the most powerful lesbian, that's where that meme comes from.
It might not be actually incorrect. Well, from what I know about Nightingale, she actually comported manhood. Wearing men's clothing, smoking cigars. She even preferred the company of men when actually attending social events. But she also kind of had this slight hate time, so I don't know how accurate it is. Because at the time, Nightingale, I believe, went on to record to say that you couldn't rely, when, if you're trying to accomplish anything, you couldn't actually rely on men. You had to go to the men, because men held all the power and money and all that stuff. That's where she got all her support from. So I don't know. She could have had the big gay energy. I don't know. Maybe she just was some dreamy thing to other women of the time. Omega is silent?
No, I'm just double checking some stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's I'm assuming that was in time the letter was probably a talk about because she was a working woman herself, basically. Yeah. I'm sure I'm sure it was talking about the patriotism and the fervor for medicine, because that is that. But also, yes, like we said, that just to the modern audience, that just sounds like she's bragging about the big gay energy. Because I just double checked this. According to scholars, they suspected that Florence Nightingale was chaste most of her life, probably because, as FGO shows her, she was laser focused on her medical career to almost a religious level.
Yeah. There's
a reason why they characterized her as a berserker. She only has a boner for medicine. But like I said, a lot of that stuff's funny in context, so if they know about those, those little historical notes, those are the kinds of things that FGO scholars would dig up, and that would be like a My Room line, you better sit down and shut up or I'll bite you, kind of thing. That sounds like a My Room line, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Maybe like a Bond 1 or something.
We'll see. I'm excited.
Well, yeah, we'll see what they do. I think it would be very interesting to see what they kind of.
I'm always interested in see what they do with seasonal servants, because in some aspects they just go completely weird. Just look at our usual Christmas suspects, but who knows? It's they might actually pull something.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Also, obviously, I'm pretty sure that if it's Nightingale's Christmas Carol, she's going to be a welfare. Yes, it seems like Halloween is the only seasonal that died in the Reiwa era, because this is very clearly Christmas themed. It could be a double bluff, but I don't think they would make full blown fake assets to advertise it and then shenanigans you. It would be something It would be like mysterious, and they'd hold out on you until the last second, and then they'd be like, haha, you thought this was a normal ass event, but actually, it would be like CCC, where you get the kind of impression they're like, oh, it's a CCC collab, and then they're like, oh shit, no, this is story, fuck. Right? Like, that's the kind of bamboozlers they drop on you. So, yeah. Like, I would argue that Saber Wars 2 is the bamboozler, where like, everybody's like, when's Halloween? What's Halloween? They're like, no, fuck you, Saber Wars 2. And you're just like, now that they've pre-advertised this, I'm pretty sure it will be Christmas, but that means there will be a new servant banner. Hopefully it's like last year and they're permanent, but if not, whatever. Like I said, I know they've been holding back to lead up to the Lost Belt, but that's the thing. Lost Belt 5 is coming. They're gonna drop fucking Canis on us. Please, Delightworks, don't Scotty me. Don't bullshit me with a Scotty-like move or a Sigurd-like move. Don't Lost Belt 2 me.
I'm pretty
make
sure
her
they're
like
not. They're
limited
just,
for New Year's or some horse shit.
I don't think so. I keep getting the feeling that maybe Canis is going to be the fucking 4-star.
Yeah, she could be a 4-star, because technically she is, I believe, the lowest on the totem pole of kick-ass servants that What's-His-Face has access to.
And if you just look at the art assets, you can see it comes like, that's a 5-star right there. If they actually release them, that's the other thing.
But yeah, so I'm just kind of like, I'll deal with it. However, I would appreciate if they did the usual things like Anastasia's permanent, Zhang Yu is permanent. Sigurd's the only one who's not, I think, because
Napoleon's permanent. Is Napoleon permanent?
Yeah, no, but Napoleon's a key visual, but he's not an enemy servant, is what I'm getting at. So okay. Sigurd is the only Cryptor servant who is limited because he's a single target male saber, and Delightworks hates you. They hate your class comps. They literally want you to die. No. Lost Belt 4's servant, Ashmurher, he's story locked, but that means technically he's still permanent. But also, this is a good point to dovetail into our second thing, which is Jaypee is doing Babylonia Campaign Part 2 from the 13th
Oh, actually,
to the 2nd.
Real quick, before we actually get into the campaign 2, we did want to mention the why of 18 million downloads, or did you just want to wrap that up at the end?
What do you mean?
Well, if you notice, looking at all this stuff at 18 million, you notice they're doing a lot of stuff. They're basically telling a whole bunch of people.
I said that Lost Belt 5 is coming in December. That's why we've been talking about it. So that's why I think they timed it now and they've done all this stuff with the half AP. Yeah. This is basically like a quarter or half AP story event because they're like, I think Nissan talked about this in Anniversary 4, where he was like, we know that it's really hard for people to do Lost Belts. We're trying to give them lots of lead time so they know when it's coming because it's a lot of investment to stay caught up on the story.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say, but okay. So, I guess that's that point taken care of. Thanks. Now this also makes me wonder, I was wondering, how much lead-up time they actually do before they do these download campaigns, because I'm pretty sure they just didn't hit 18 million, a couple days ago. They probably had to hit this, a little while ago, and they're just waiting for the right moment to throw it in.
Well, yeah, I think, because we mentioned, for instance, they're delaying the compensation for 8 million until, the 20th, which isn't, at the time they announced it was, a week later. Yeah. I assume events take a little bit to set up the code for and figure out the timing and stuff, so they probably do not announce these right away when they happen. They're just watching the counter tick up, and they're like, are we in the neighborhood of 18 million? Okay, we can drop a new event, because...
honestly, they probably just have, all right, have we meet this goal? All right, plan the event, and then they can plan other events around it.
The fun thing, 17 million was in June, so it was less than 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So I like I said, I think they're sitting on those download numbers until they're ready to pull the trigger, because they've got to if they've got to see. I don't know how far in advance they plan these, we should say, because this launched with a new CE. That means they had to get an artist and finalize that. They had to decide who was going to be the rate up and all the other stuff.
Yeah. I honestly think they just saved these as all right, we want to drop a whole bunch of stuff, but we don't maybe have an event. It's when was our last downloads event? All right, let's just use that. Boom.
They have a giant analog ticker clocker in the Delightworks office, which is just are we over 18 million? Or however they phrase it, because Japanese is weird with the numbers, where it's 18,000 or whatever, because that's how they always look. It's like if you look at the graphics for this download, which will probably be probably be what I go for in the thumbnail. But it's,
1800K.
Yeah, it's like 1800K, which is, in English, that's redundant because that's when you roll to the next decimal place. But with Japanese, they use 1800 with Roman numerals, and then they use, I'm assuming that's the character for K, basically thousands. So it's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're ready to pull the trigger anytime. I don't know if we have accurate downloading information on how many downloads they actually have.
Yeah, that's something I would be interested in. It's like, I know you're celebrating that this is how many downloads, but what are you actually at right now?
Yeah, when you pull the trigger on the campaign, what's the actual number? Because, like you said, I'm pretty sure they probably can't even time it so that it happens exactly at 18 million, because what happens when that next guy is like, I'm going to start a new alt? Then he's rolled it over to 18 million and one, so I don't think it's physically possible for them to be that accurate anyway.
No.
But yeah, so what I was saying earlier, in references that also with this, like, some people thought it was also part of the 18 million, but I've been double checking, like, wiki articles and stuff. Technically, no. This is related to Babylonia Campaign Part 2. Started the 13th, ends the 22nd. There was a special RT campaign, so they got another 30 Saint Quartz that already happened.
Boom.
But also got a free SR ticket. You can get any permanent SR, so story locks and normal permanents, the limiteds. I don't think the tickets until, like, today you can actually redeem it.
I'm not sure. I think people. I've seen people redeeming it today.
Yeah, because I know that there were a lot of jokes about, because I follow Grand Order Bot on Twitter, so there were several Reddit jokes about people wanting to know how to redeem their ticket, because it was like, I think it was like the last SR ticket where it was like, you don't get it right away, kids. You have to wait a second for it to open up.
Yeah. But almost immediately, people were asking, hey, are we getting... Is no, and you shouldn't.
Well, yeah, so I actually wrote this in red, because this is my personal opinion. I don't want this early. I want this in 2 years so I can pick a free Consort U.
Well, like I said, like, people are gonna, like, there's gonna be people mad about this no matter which way you get it, because, of course, we got the Babylonian Part 1 campaign, so people are like, why don't we get Part 2? Why don't we get our free ticket? But then you have to think about it the other way. If we got the ticket right now, do you know how many fucking SR servants would have to be cut?
Yes, they'd have to redesign the effect, because they'd have to rebuild it again. And also, we just got that ticket. I don't think any new 4-stars have been added since you could get a free one last. Because that was another million downloads we got.
We would get whoever's in Shimosha.
Oh, okay. Well, so that would add Tomoe, Sitting, Chiyome, and Kato Danzo. Well, 2 of those are story locked, so that's not terrible, but still, that's a really... I don't think they're going to do it. They've done it too recently. There's no point in it. They might give us the RT campaign for another 30 Saint Quartz. Not that we need it, because holy shit, we are drowning in quartz over here. They are giving so many freebies. And then maintenance was like, okay, so here's 24 for literally the hours, and then here's 10 on top of that because we're sorry.
Yeah. So, like, honestly, like, most likely they might just take this and just roll it into the 18,
yeah, they might just give us the thing as part of 18 millions whatever our equivalent is when we get there.
Yeah, because as I said, when we get there in 2 years, give or take, as I said, the Babylonian campaign is going to be
long
kind of
over.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the full list of those you can redeem. It's, Sabers, they have all the ones you could have redeemed already, but since then they've added Saber Deermud, Sitting, Prince of Lanling, Lakshmi Bai. You could get Tomoe, Chiron, Ashwataman, who's story locked, so that's probably a good one. You could get Nezha, Pravarti. Pravarti's another one they would have added, because her campaign was after the thing. But Nezha, Pravarti, and Valkyrie. There's literally no new 4-star writers you can pick. There's only those 4. It's Astolfo, Marian Anne, Marie Antoinette, and Martha. So, we are getting Lost Belt writers soon. Maybe we'll see that change.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
So for new casters, I think the only new ones would be Caster of Okeanos and Caster of Midrash, who are coming up. Wu was already out when they did the free ticket, yeah, so it's just our 2 Shimosa friends, Chiyome and Kato Danzo, and Consort U and Kato Danzo being story locked. I think the only Berserker added would be Adelante Altar. Now, you can there's a 4-star permanent ruler now in Estrella, so you can get her on the ticket too, so that's also a good deal. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that for Jaypee this ticket represents that I'm like, I want it in 2 years, because that's going to be much like the last free ticket, that's going to be like my big story lock decision. Because I tell you right now, it's good. Concert U is story locked. I'm probably not going to roll her in the Lost Belt banner when she comes out.
I guarantee. So. It was actually funny. We were actually, because I watched the stream live with people. As soon as I see the ticket, I was like, well, this is how Omega's getting Consort U.
Yes, exactly. There it is. That's how we're going to solve that problem. I'm gonna wait a year. They're going to give me a free ticket for an SR, and I'm going to be like, click.
Done.
Because Landling is permanent, and so is Lakshmi Bai. Those I might be interested in. Nez has permanent, I'm pretty sure. Right? So the only other alternative would be Caster of Midrash, Queen of Sheba, but I think we have a ticket. There's another free SR ticket between now and then too, for something else. They're doing it at a rate of basically one a year at this point.
I think that's good, honestly.
Yeah. So those are like my only two serious story locked 4-stars that I'm after. And like if I get lucky, sure, then it'll be like, well, I don't have a permanent now, so I'll finally pick one up, but I also don't know.
Oh, hey, where is Final Thoughts? There it is. Sorry, I just thought of a couple topics.
Oh,
I'm writing them down.
Okay, sure.
But before that,
well, we're about to get there. Ooh. Well,
yeah, and I just want to write them down before I get distracted and forget them.
Sure, I got a sudden case of the sleepies, but we're about 45 minutes, so
we're doing goo.
Gonna dial my phone back up.
It's time to stamp things with Jack. Go, my murder daughter.
Flip this around. What do I need here?
Alright, so if you can't tell, both of us are actually, we're probably not that deep. We're probably like ankle deep in doing the Christmas rerun right now.
Yeah, I'm literally like, because I had to do story, I'm like, oh shit, I need to change my team setup back to go back to farming. Because might as well. I mean, it's a lotto. Oh, you talked to me about this. You did the math on how many fucking stockings you need.
Yeah, you need 8,000 stockings.
That's a lot of stockings.
Because if you have 10 boxes, and they each have 500, they have 500 items in them, right?
I think it's 400.
400, excuse me. And each item costs 2, that means you need 800 stockings, times 10, that's 8,000. Like, and you're not even pulling, like, I don't know, like, my setup right now, like, I'm doing the 40 AP, the last one. Like, I'm pulling maybe, I don't know, like, 60 to 80 stockings, like, a run right now, and I'm just all like, Jesus, why?
It's a lot of stockings.
Do they unlock more?
There is. There are two or three more, and one of them is the best known for stockings.
Okay, so, yeah, so, but still, I was just thinking about that, I'm like, that's a lot of fucking stockings. So, yeah, I'm gonna be happy when that one comes out, because, I do plan on getting all 10 of these boxes, because, one,
EXP. Cookies.
EXP.
There's no EXPs in the store at all. The only way to get them is through the lotto.
Yeah. But, you get your skill gems, and also, this is actually, people were talking, this event is a pretty good way to farm QP.
Yeah, so basically, I looked at the mats you can get for the Yule log, and I was like, I have over 100 of all of these.
Yeah, but you can turn in each Yule log for 500,000 QP apiece. That means you can get basically,
Well, I actually have a practical example of this because I just did it. I have 3 right now that I've been clearing out, so I got 1.5 million QP. And there's 5 in each box?
Yeah, but not only that, after you get done clearing the boxes, you can buy a Yule log for 80 stockings.
Right. You can buy them with currency too. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, even if you clear out all the boxes, there is still worth to your stockings. So, this is actually, once you clear out all the boxes, it is still, I'm gonna say in your interest to keep getting those stockings. Because I don't know about you, but there's a lot of people who go into QP hell, like, around this, especially after, like, you get all these skill cookies and you start spending your stuff, you're gonna need it. Like, I already know right now, I'm not gonna have enough to get Tama Lancer through all her skill cookie needs, but I'll be able to at least get, one of her skills over the, secret gem hump and just go into straight mat hell. But still, that means I'm gonna be buying, like, level, like 8, 9, and 10 for an SSR. That's, like, over, like, it's a lot of QP. I want to say, like, almost, like, 40 million. Just right there. And then, of course, coming up with our next Christmas event, that's our next lotto event, which I'm pretty sure will also have skill cookies in it. Please have skill cookies in it.
I believe it does also, yes.
Yay! Again, I'll probably try and wing it up so I can get fucking my Tama Lancer up to 10, 10, 10. And once that's done, then I'm gonna start fucking giving my Tamamos Grails. Which I'm like, well, here goes the rest of my QP.
Yeah, it's gonna be expensive. I really want to level out my last couple of assassins who are lingering, my 4 stars who are lingering at not yet max ascension. But after that, I really need to go back to feeding Ishtar EXPs, because she's at 94 out of 96. But having done this already with Mordred, I'm gonna warn you, Lucky, this is gonna take a lot of fucking EXP.
Oh, I believe it.
It is a chore to go up there to level 100.
How dare you just fucking body my Jack? Oh wait, that wasn't my Jack, that was their Jack. Ah!
Oh, you're also doing double Jack, huh?
Mm-hmm. But here comes my fluffy boy Asterios, here to be angry. And
they modified the bonus servants level, so you got a decent spread. I managed to fill up my support list.
Except no sabers. I'm still
yes,
why?
There's still no sabers. It's because I guess there's no sabers in the event.
Yeah, I know.
They probably could have crammed Caesar in there, but
Caesar or Saber Altar, I'd been fine with those two.
Well, that's true. Saber Altar would be fun, but also I don't know how many. Are there any? I don't think there's really any serious Lancers in the set, is there?
No, I think there's just only the welfare.
I don't know if you have to actually fight Lily at any point. I don't know, whatever. Questions for later.
Yeah. I can't remember shit.
Where were we? I don't open up my file libraries windows now. I'm trying to switch tabs back to Google. Topics. Okay, so I guess that's our Christmas rerun thoughts.
Well, I can still talk more about that. I'm good at faffing. Like
we don't really have to faff, but if you have thoughts, give them.
We don't have to, but I'm gonna. You can't stop me. But so again, like I know at this point I can I think I say this just about every time. At this point, I skip the event, but it's always good. I always feel like it's nice to revisit this. Like, get to seeing all the old jokes. Like, what was it? John spam, Altar spam, Santa spam, Lily spam, spam. I'm just like, I see that again. I'm like, oh my fucking god. Fucking the return of Santa Island Mask. It's like, I can't handle this shit. I'm dying right now. It's like, I wish, I don't know, again, I keep hoping, I'm hoping our Santa event is gonna be just as hilarious.
I'm pretty sure it will be. Do we need? Well, you guys will get it soon enough, but we're probably gonna play some fucking sheep noises on air when that happens.
Yeah, because we're gonna get our first appearance of the Big Fluff.
Yeah, but yes, it's
what are the name of those things again from Extella?
I think they're anti-cells.
Yeah, the anti-cells, just anti-cells disguised as sheep. I'm like, this is okay. I'm alright with this.
Bah, motherfuckers. Only it's not, because it's Noto Mamiko.
So, bah. Like, oh my god. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Not that I really need 4-star archers, but I like her a lot anyway. She's great.
My Altera is still level 1. I'm sorry. I am a horrible master.
My Altera is level 90, but that's because I got her from the first GSSR. That was my first GSSR. It was like, here, kid, have a saber.
Oh god, I am garbage.
But I'm gearing up for the big Oressioning. God bless so many free Saint Quartzes, and we've got Salem in there. That's a whole story event. There's 10 more of them in there, plus free quests.
Oh my god.
I am at 340 quartz. Just natural quartzing.
That's a lot.
Yeah, because they've given me so much.
I think I'm at 130 something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I said, I threw down on Shimosa, and it kind of paid off.
I'm holding fast.
I don't know, but these 10 tickets are going to be good. We'll probably get some more, and it's like,
yeah. Though I'm going to do my usual proverb, which is I'm not spending tickets now because there's no point on it. But I'm probably going to spend tickets on Salem 2 for Caster of Midrash, just because she's story locked.
I don't know which one Abby's on, but I'll be.
That's the second one.
Yeah,
because she's limited, and I'm like, whatever. If I get a foreigner, whatever. I'm gonna try for Hokusai if my wallet is alive, but otherwise, But hey, whatever.
Why does people go more for Hokusai than Abby? Does Hokusai have a better kit? I forget.
I don't know. I think she is slightly better because Abby is Buster and
Oh yeah, and Hokusai's arts.
Focus.
That's
yeah,
right.
Hokusai is arts, and she can do some weird spam stuff.
Yeah,
she also has inherent trait damage and stuff, so it's
okay.
She's, I think, slightly more efficient. Both of them are pretty good overall. It's just Hokusai is a little bit more fitting certain styles. I want Hokusai because I like Hokusai.
Hey, the 36 views of Fuji were fucking amazing. I love them. I think my favorite one is the bathtub one. It's great.
And her NP is the wave with the wave off Kanagawa.
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah, but so yes, both of them are really cool and impressive. It's just Hokusai is more my flavor.
I find that weird considering how much you love like Lovecraftian mythos and whatnot.
I mean that Oi's boobs are more my flavor. Lucky, come on.
Hey man, people gonna have different flavors. I never know which one you're going. Right? There are plenty of fucking boobs in this game already.
I want to do them.
That's what I'm thinking about right now. Also,
do them. You're at the bar getting drunk.
Classic. Next, we'll tell them about the Dread Gazebo.
Yes, I cast Detect Evil on the gazebo. So, oh man, I can't I don't know, it's just classic gaming stories. Oh my god. So,
I cast Magic Missile at the darkness.
So, as I said, everyone's gearing up for the end of the year, and over in Jaypee, people are, of course, wildly speculating what the end of the year server's gonna be.
Yeah, so we have, as is usual for year-end story stuff, we've got a clusterfuck. So,
oh yeah,
there's a new Christmas coming, which is, it's actually gonna be a thing. There will be a new servant who will probably be a 5-star. We don't know if they'll be limited or not, but they will exist. Because, honestly, the Christmas is kind of, I think it's almost 50-50 now, because it's been, Arish and Ishtar were both limited, but Jack and Bradamante were permanent. So, it's about 50-50-ish. So, we'll see how that turns out.
Yep.
But that's going to happen. Then there's going to be Lost Belt 5, which there's going to be a fuck ton of new servants. They've shown off 5 at least.
Yeah, we don't know, but we don't know who's going to get a banner, who's not.
Yeah, we don't know which banners go where, and we don't know, what rarities are yet anyway. Because, because we're finally going to get Lost Belt Rider, and a lot of people don't know who that fucker is. We still don't. I think we had some good speculation when he was first previewed, but it was still I don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah, I can't remember, who it was, but it was the Half-Blood Hero or something.
Yes, there were we had some, I think it was a Turkish folk hero we had some lines on from the way he talked. But you really don't know with Fate.
Yeah, no.
No, Napoleon was, I think people zeroed in on Napoleon. I was aiming for, Admiral Nelson instead, but it was the same ballpark, just, I don't think we could have predicted they would have went for huge Napoleon with a cannon was the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was going for John Paul Jones.
But yeah, so we were in the right ballpark with Napoleon.
Yeah.
So I think Lost Belt Rider is the last big mystery.
Yeah. As I said, we still actually, and as I said, as always, we have people waiting in the fucking wings. The new Tamamo Assassin, she has made her debut in story.
Multiple times. She is a big storyline character, so a lot of people are she's probably going to be like a Merlin or something and be a late story ad. A lot of people are saying the same thing about Rasputin.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know when that's going to show up, but it's going to be Christmas, Lost Belt 5, then New Year's. All in a row.
Yeah. So, prepare thy wallets.
Mm-hmm. And they're starting it off strong because it's a fucking Scotty rate up. They've already started the game. The game is already afoot, kids.
Not to mention, who knows who's going to show up in Christmas.
Yeah. So this is like as we like to say, this is why we love clairvoyance. Because we get to look at this clusterfuck 2 years ahead of time and be like, okay, we get to make some tactical decisions. Honestly, I think depending on how this Christmas season goes, because this current one in NA, this Christmas is the last quote unquote bad year end for me. Because this is going to be, because last year it was Ishtar, then Musashi, and I got Merlin on the whim. Because they gave us 30 quartz and I spent it, and that's all it took. I'll take my small victories where I can get them. Still 300 or 400 quartz in no Musashi. But anyway, I tried hard for Musashi. And this year it's going to be Arashi and Hokusai, really close together.
Excuse me, cute sexy robots. I'm retweeting the fuck out of this.
So it's I don't know how that's going to go yet, but we'll see. And then it's well, depending on how things are, next year it's Bradamante's cool and all, but she's permanent, so...
That's Sentinel. Not safe for work. There you go. Boom.
I literally posted that in art up 20 minutes ago. I was that was the image. I was can I retweet this? I can retweet this.
I mean, there's a hint of how do you pronounce that? Areola?
I believe that's how that goes.
Yeah. Oh, it is there. Oh yeah. Whatever.
But yeah, so whatever. We did the thing.
We did a thing.
So yeah, I think that's all we can say about the upcoming clusterfuck of Christmas.
Yeah. But everyone strap in. It's going to be a fun ride. So speaking of fun rides, everyone, I'm just letting you know that over here, Heaven's Field 2 has been released on Blu-ray and DVD. If you guys have pre-ordered it, most likely do right stuff, you probably got your copy now. Make sure you go check your mailboxes. Lucky, actually, I had to go on an adventure for his copy today. And in hindsight, I didn't need to do it at all. Sit down for a little bit of story time. So, basically, I got up early today, but I didn't do much. I watched some anime, played some Death Stranding, checked Discord occasionally. Omega says, hey, I'm getting lunch. I'm like, alright, cool. I should be ready too, soon. I pop on into our FGO chat, and someone's like, hey, my Heaven's Field package arrived today. And I was like, oh shit, let me see if mine says. Turns out, it was delivered 20 minutes ago, as of my check-in. I was all like, fuck yeah. So, I rush on downstairs, I go out the door, I look on the front porch and front door area. I'm like, there's no fucking package here. What the fuck? Commence frantic searching of the house and front yard. Commence, going to my room and it's like, hey, did you find a fucking package? No packages. They help me look and stuff, and I'm like, well, I guess I gotta fucking call the post office. Cue 20-minute phone call of talking to an automated voice as I go through, so many fucking messages. Like, press 1 or 2. 1, 2 or 3. 1 through or 9. Enter the 35-digit tracking code number. Oh my god. So, eventually I just got sick of the fucking phone and, just scheduled a callback. If you guys were in the pre-show, you heard my phone ringing. That was them trying to give me back the callback. And I was like, no, I don't need it anymore. So, at that point, I'm all like, all right, I'm going to go out. Let me see if it got left someplace weird. So I start walking up and down this street. I don't see it. Luckily, my post office ain't too far. It's only, I don't know, maybe a mile or two down the road. And Lucky wants his goddamn Heaven's Field 2. I've been excited for this. I pre-ordered it the day that they opened pre-orders. I'm like, my time is fucking now? I was going to go run to the fucking post office. Now, Lucky is not, I would say, obese. He is definitely overweight. He a big boy. And I basically put on my shoes, I put on my jacket, and I was gonna go jog 2 miles to this post office and demand to know where the fuck my package was. Instead, though, like a quarter mile from my house, I see a fucking post office truck, going down the street. I fucking chased that post office truck. I ran after it. I caught up with it, eventually. I was only saved by the fact that it has to make frequent stops. Thank God. Anyway, I got talking to the guy. His name was James. He was actually a pretty cool dude. And he said, yeah, there might have been a chance of it misdelivered. He said if you, call the post office, we might be able to get in contact with the driver who was on the route. Because apparently this wasn't, the person who was on the route that leads to my place wasn't our usual, delivery person. So I was like, oh shit. Shit might be going weird. So I called the post office. Immediately they passed the buck to someone else. And the guy's like, how did you get this number? I was like, man, I got transferred here, man. But he then tells me, no, the package was actually delivered. And I'm like, it's not here, man. And he's all right, let me just call the driver. And I was like, I appreciate that. Called the driver, and less than 5 minutes later, he called me back and was like, oh yeah, apparently they did deliver it, but they delivered it around the back of the house. And I'm like, what? It's they felt it would be more secure there. And I was all like,
why would you do that? Why?
Well, here's the thing. I can't fault that fucking logic. I really can't.
I mean, yeah, it is better. Especially,
but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
The house looks like, but they do like to tuck your packages out of sight because
yeah,
you never know when somebody's going to be an asshole and commit a federal crime and steal your mail.
Yeah, as I said, we are getting up to Christmas time, and this is the time you definitely got to be especially wary of package thieves. So I can't fault the logic. I really can't. I can't be mad. The only thing that I'm mad about is apparently they used the wrong code. Because when they make packages, they're supposed to put in the code of how they deliver it. Put it in the mailbox, leave it on the front porch or front door. Apparently there is a code to, say, put it around the back. But they didn't put that code in.
If they had put that code in, yes, you would have easily been able to, they just left it around the back.
Yeah,
it's a backdoor delivery, and you'd be like, okay.
Yeah. So, but,
Lucky would have giggled and then moved on with his day.
Yep.
Hee backdoor.
Butts. So yeah, I literally go around the corner. It's tucked in. I was like, oh, okay, awesome, cool. I think the guy for his time. I apologize for, like, taking up his time because, like, let's be real. Like, dealing with these kind of times, it's not a joy for fucking anybody.
Yeah.
Customer
hey,
service
we should just be glad. I actually have an interesting story about some shenanigans that I'll tell on. It's not FGO related, or Fate related at all, but I'll tell it on What's Up a Little.
Yeah, so
but it has to do with my acquisition of the Disney Plus.
So it's just like, yeah. So I do have my Heaven's Feel 2. This thing is big. It's like it comes with a deluxe art book. Like, and let's see, what is it here? The covers are like drawn Digipack, original soundtrack by Yuki Kajira, excuse me. The art book, animation, PV, and CM collection. This thing's hefty. I'm super glad. Like, when Heaven's Feel 3, I'm getting the fucking deluxe as well. And then I'll be able to have let's have a fucking Heaven's Feel movie night. It's gonna be amazing. Oh my god. I'm so excited for Spring Song. You haven't watched any of the movies, have you yet?
Nope. Man. That's okay. Like I said, I took the opportunity to try and catch up on some movies. Like I said, I watched Avengers Endgame. There's still several Marvel movies in the past, like, not even year, but a little bit. Like, I still haven't seen Thor Ragnarok. I need to do that because it's really good and supposedly pretty funny. But I'm like, I've missed some shit. So I'm like, I'm movies, like, we've talked about this. You're bad at sometimes sitting down and, like, watching on Netflix, right?
Yeah. I try.
Usually I find the good time to, like, oh, hey, there's a new Netflix series. I'm gonna just, oh my god, I've watched all of the new season of Mindhunter. Whoops. Like, that I'm good at. Movies is like, I'll carve out 2 hours whenever, and then you're like, oh shit, 6 months have passed. I still haven't seen that.
I'm still on this picture of Jill. God.
CSR is a blessing. Though
yes.
my list of people I follow on Twitter is expanding. I remember we were having a very in-depth conversation about things, and I decided to post. It took me a while to find it, but I decided to post a list of people I follow, and I was like, I gotta post something hell not safe for work, because that's like 50% of these people.
Yeah.
And I don't often retweet what they do, because that's just, my Twitter's not like marked not safe for work or anything. Lucky's is, he doesn't care.
Nope.
But I'm like, theoretically, my family might find me on Twitter.
I'm pretty sure some of my family do follow me on Twitter, and I've told them, listen, fam, I retweet a lot of anime tits and ass. Alright? That's how I am, that's how I do.
And I definitely try to avoid fan art retweets, period, on the Studio Mega account. Though sometimes we both goof that up, because, when you're doing multi-account drifting, sometimes you forget what you're doing.
Your beat intensifies.
I'm like, okay, so I need to tweet about the new video. Oh, hey, somebody posted a shitload of stuff in Art Dump overnight. Wait, fuck, I can't retweet that yet. I gotta switch back. Alright, so that was Heaven's Feel 2. You got anything else to say about your package?
Oh, no, it's like... No, as I said, like, again, like, this is fine. Like, this is, like, what I got, I think is totally worth the special price. It's like, I don't know, like, if you guys got the chance, fucking pick it up.
Yeah, it's a lot of those prices Blu-rays are a little bit sassy price-wise, but most of them are usually worth it if you go the mile.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So, yeah.
Well, now, since you've written it down, I guess this is time to talk about the Babylonia episode.
Yep.
Though, I can really quick, because as usual, we're like, we're not going to talk about anything else important. I can throw out real quick, Teacher Omega Sensei has ended. What do you know? Grand Servants won by quite a bit, so expect that sometime in the next couple of weeks. Also, I got to figure out the timing, because we need to do Salem pregame and a new Christmas pregame in there somewhere. I'll figure it out when they make announcements and stuff. And then also I've got to start doing Wanteds again, so look out for that.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Those will be super fun. But yeah, so Babylonia, episode whatever the fuck.
I don't know.
This is the one where that stuff that I thought would happen happened. As usual, we get a cold open, which is good, this is explained in story, but I think the flashback does just as good. Where they flash back to the priestesses summoning Ishtar as an explanation of why Ishtar is Rin.
Mm-hmm.
And Merlin also offers some of that exposition later, but you get to see the sequence. She's very naked. And then it's opening. So this is the episode where we go to get the tablet.
Yep.
So
apparently, Gil remembered where he put it finally. And Merlin's just like, what the fuck?
So it wasn't in that forest after all. And he's like, yeah, whatever, dude. Whatever, nerd. The forest was important, wasn't it? You got this guy, points at the master, didn't you? Anyway,
I'm
yeah,
Gil.
so...
I do what I want.
Yes. So, this is after he gives orders to, like, Benkei and Ushiwaka. We get some Ushiwaka-Maru bonding. She nearly kills Fujimaru with her lewdness.
Mm-hmm.
He almost died, for real. For real.
Yeah.
But basically, he explains that, like, okay, you're gonna go to this abandoned city, you're gonna find me my fucking tablet, do it tomorrow. And he's like, okay. So, we get a little bit of that, and then we head out, and this is where we get the great montage of Ishtar's causing trouble in the neighborhood.
Yep.
Because basically, the farmers and the ranchers and everybody explains that Ishtar, flies by, blows up their demonic beasts, and puts holes in their farms and whatever, and then steals their gems and runs off.
Yep.
So basically, we get a whole montage as they travel over to... What's the city? Is it Kur?
Yeah, it's Kur, because that's what they say. They said that the master came from originally, in fact.
Yeah, so we get to the abandoned city. We search around. Then we get the other scene. Where you're just, Master's just chilling looking for the tablet, and he accidentally falls into the underworld, and there's some spooky ghosts and goblins.
Actually, didn't he let fall and just walk down the set of stairs?
Yeah, he kind of wanders into it. I think in the actual game, it's more like a fall, but this is less of an abrupt transition. It's more of a just... hey, there's something down here. So we add a couple new moves to the faux noises repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
I really just want to see some behind the scenes footage of them talking to Kawasumi about it. Like yes, Kawasumi-san, could you hiss like a cat? Because faux hisses apparently, and also faux roars ? But yeah, as the souls of the dead are trying to gank Fujimaru for being alive. Foe yells "Foe" very loudly, and it scares them off for a little bit. Which is, I think it's interesting, especially because that plot point won't be resolved in this. But it's interesting they pepper in those alerts, like some characters are really scared to see Foe, and the ghosts of dead humans are like, they're not like stopped, but they have to pause and think about their lives before they challenge Foe, which I like a lot. But then ultimately. Zizudru, aka the old man of the mountain, shows up and he's like, hey, your mistress doesn't want you to eat this one, so fuck off. Go back to your graves. And they're like, and then he's like, well, you've fallen into the underworld, kid, but I'll let you out. So go about your business, you got some shit to do. And I'm like, I'm Zizudru, I'm the, he says that he pretends to be the human who survives the flood. That's not actually who he is, but that's whose name he's using. And then Fujimaru wakes up in the city with the tablet, and Mash cries a little bit because they were super concerned because they couldn't find him. It's very sad. Very, very sad. We can pause. Lucky came back from his own underworld. So I was just talking about how Fujimaru gets back from the underworld with the tablet, and Mash cries a little bit, and it's super sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, I'm fine. Didn't die there. They're a little confused by it, but then Ishtar shows up, and she's like, hey, sup. We have to get in our one action scene, so...
One action scene per episode.
She flies, they talk about all the stuff, They accuse her of stealing the gems, but not really, because they're like, you didn't actually steal them, you're actually taking them as payment. But she gets super embarrassed and decides to fight them. Ishtar is flying OP, please nerf. Though, hey, Merlin uses his fucking sword thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't go for the full pulling Excalibur out of nowhere, but he does use his little sword focus to shoot a beam.
Yeah, I believe that's it's reference to the extra attack.
Yeah, it's one of his attack actions is to pull out he has a little sword.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he shoots a little bit of a beam and manages to scare her off. But then Ritsuka steps up to the plate and is like, I'll face you head on. I'll take a challenge. And then Ishtar is blindsided because she takes the bait and then gets got. Though we do see our first inklings that something weird is going on because a cloud passes over the sun and Ishtar loses focus for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And then Anna gets her in a chain grab and just power bombs her into the ground, and she's fully in shadow and passes out. Then we do a scene transition. Ishtar is tied to a chair.
Magic rope.
And they talk to her about stuff, and she drops the whole exposition. So there's 3 goddesses. We're all competing to get the Holy Grail. Whoever gets the Holy Grail will rule this new timeline. And that'll fuck up human history or whatever. But we all signed a non-aggression pact, so we can't directly oppose each other. Which, by the way, this is important for people who forget or for some reason aren't familiar with Babylonia. This is at night. Technically, this is all Eresh talking. Because she's the other half of Ishtar's body. At night, she basically gets to take over. So
yeah, you actually get the hint of this, like
at the end of it, it shows her with the blonde hair, but
basically, Skelly Mans come to attack their their hideout. And they're like, all right, we got a GTFO. And Ritzka's all like, before we go, let me untie the goddess.
Well,
here.
yeah, so first Merlin explains it. He's like, oh, it seems like the ancestors of Kerr have come back to call. Let's get the fuck out. As they're surrounded by skeleton mobs, which I'm pretty sure this was a fight in the game, so that works. But yeah, also another subtle cue is the eye color is actually different. Eresh's eyes are slightly more amber or orangey color, whereas Ishtar's are red. So you can tell when Eresh is speaking because their eye color is very slightly different. I don't think they get anything really else important out of the exposition before they have to get out.
Yeah, they don't get the servant names because that
would be harming them basically.
Yeah.
They cannot take actions against each other. They can only but they're in competition. So basically it's like, and Fujimaru's like, okay, you can't give me that, fine, whatever. He's very open-hearted and forgiving. He's just like, all right, you can't.
Ishtar does kind of let slip that she was actually trying to save people.
Yes.
I can't remember exactly how she phrased it. Like, she has to take the gems because otherwise she'd be saving.
She'd be saving humans for no reward.
Yeah.
Basically, that's something she says earlier in the fight when they call her out because
because if they do that, humans would get conceited again. And Mash is all like, "Does that mean you would normally do it for free?" And Ishtar's all like,
"No, how dare! I'm a goddess. I don't do anything for free. Fuck you. I'm gonna kick you." And she does. Poor Mash. Mash is pretty strong against mobs, but we thought they upped her power level, but they really didn't because she still loses hard to most servant enemies. Unfortunately, she is still just a stone wall.
Yeah. We kind of breeze past it because Omega talks a lot, but like the whole setting up scene bonding with Ushimarker, I'm all like, oh god, why you do this? I know what's happening.
Oh yeah,
later.
They did it just to hurt us later, but it also gives her characterization, which is cool because they mentioned some fun things. They reiterate that canonically, the player character is Japanese. That is just a thing. It doesn't matter what region you're in; they are Japanese. So,
and they actually really looked up to the story of Ushiwaka Maru and whatnot, and Ushiwaka is just tickled fucking pink by this.
Oh, cool! I'm famous in the future. That's neato. And Fujimaru's the same way. It's like it's so good to actually meet somebody from my homeland and stuff. They bond. You wonder if Ushi uses like double-sided tape or spirit gum or something.
Yeah,
there's some great not edits but artistic interpretations of that scene that are out there. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure Fujimaru is wondering the same goddamn thing.
How do they stay up? And then he's like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna fall." Ugh.
Because fucking I think something else. I don't know. Was it this episode where Fujimaru actually talks about why he works out?
Yeah, no, that's another thing that happened at several points in this episode.
Canonically,
as we established, the main character does not skip any kind of day.
Yeah.
He does calisthenics before bed, and then while out in the field, he's doing push-ups and stuff too at night. And Merlin actually quizzes him about this.
Yeah.
Which is what's the exact nature of his response? It's something like he admits that he's basically useless as a master, which I assume is as a mage. He's not that good, so at the very least he needs to be able to. Did the subs phrase it as like he needs to be able to lift or something? I don't know. It was funny.
He needs to be able to I'm pretty sure he's trying to imply that he needs to carry his own weight.
Right. But like I said, I think the translation on Funimation was something funny, like I need to be swole or something.
Yeah.
He basically cottons onto like I need to be able to still do stuff because I can't do anything magically, so I need to be able to do my part physically.
You need to be able to get strong enough to punch Gotia, man.
So obviously clearly establishing that the master is from the Shiro Emiya school of mastering, which is fuck magic, acquire sit-ups.
Again, they do call this out in Shimosa. Again, speaking.
Oh yeah, no. Well, also I was actually half expecting. Is he going to reference how he walked across America? No, But you get the impression that yes, Fujimaru is actually physically fit. He is able-bodied.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess, like, if, like, thinking on a large scale, he, like, even, like, the weakest servant is still, like, leagues stronger than him. He probably has, like, but he also probably has, like, literally the world's best fucking fitness team.
Well, they have a
Like,
full support staff left at Caldea, so.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't even gotten into... well, I guess we did technically see MASH sparring with Leonidas' team, but... Which Fujimaru was part of, but had to bow out because...
It was a fucking 100-man,
Yeah, it was the 100-man endurance mission, which he cannot physically stand up. Because he's still a teenager.
But apparently he did go... Like, it doesn't imply that... It wasn't implied that, you know, he made it through it, but...
He stuck in there for a while. I think it's, if I remember rightly from that episode, it's implied that he bowed out before he got his ass beat, basically. He's like, okay, I'm tired, I can't go anymore.
Yeah. Which means he was in there for a while, and he didn't get his ass immediately beat, so he can beat literally random mooks with hand-to-hand or weapon combat.
Yeah, he did not get beat, but he still admitted defeat, which is a good quality. Yeah. That's the thing that was probably in the episode leading up to the situation, because at the end of that episode, he has to admit defeat. He has to be like, okay, we can't beat you over, man.
Yeah, again, the anime is adding a lot of characterization to Fujimaru. Not so much that, you know, you can't still project on him, but you can definitely get in the sense of him being his own character right now.
And I think that's good, because I think that the FGO protagonist does have an underlying character, because you usually only have two options anyway, so you...
Sat class.
Right, you basically can just be like, okay, I'm here to do my job, or you could be like, I'm in a ridiculous situation, and I am not the straight... Or I am the straight man, so fuck you very much.
Hello, it's me, your cushion.
But yeah, the episode ends with the freed Ishtar, ? Shooting up into space and blowing up all the skeletons and being like, okay, I paid you back for letting me go, bye. And then the last bit is her hair gets blonder because it's secretly a Resh in the pilot's chair.
I do like, I don't remember, I don't remember if this fact was actually ever really explained in... They probably did, I just can't remember it, but how all of, Babylonia's Gons have blonde hair.
Yeah, Merlin mentions it, because when he's talking about how Ishtar is different, he's like, okay, so the priestess sect summoned their goddess to protect Uruk, but they did so by fusing her with a human girl, because that's why she looks that way. Normally, the gods of Babylonia would have blonde hair.
Yeah. It also makes, and also I was thinking about this, like, oh, that makes sense why Gil has fucking blonde hair.
And there is, I think it's an official design. There is a design for normal Ishtar who is pale, blonde-haired, and red-eyed. Not quite like looking exactly like a Resh, but because she has her own, facial structure. But you get the impression. So I think the idea is that Arash Kigal and Ishtar would look much more similar in their quote-unquote normal bodies. But yeah, so basically that's why Merlin explains why Ishtar is acting a bit weird. Like, he understands that she is not acting how she 100% normally does because her personality and the girl, which every Fate fan will recognize as Rin. It's a little funny that because of the pacing of Babylonia, they can only explain this 7 episodes in. But I'm glad they did actually explain it.
Yeah. Like I said, again, the pacing is really well done for this anime. Yeah, I just cry in lack of jokes.
Yeah, but I think that's also because they have to keep that tight pacing, right?
Yeah.
It's like
it's one of those things I have to accept, but it's just one of those things. Like every time I know one of the moments is like, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna do it? No, they're not. I cry. Oh well. Moving on to the next episode. I mean, I'm gonna keep watching.
Yeah, that's great. We'll see what the next one is. I don't remember what the preview was, or even if there was a preview. I don't know.
I don't think there are previews. There are. I don't watch them.
They might release them closer to the episode because I usually see images from them, so I don't remember if they're in the thing. I know there are sometimes post credits.
Yeah.
But yeah, there wasn't anything in particular this week to tell us what we're doing next. I'm I'm trying to wonder. So we got the tablet. We got to give the tablet back.
Isn't that where Fujimaru's going to get a weird dream sequence, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, something like that. But also I think that Gil's going to be like, okay, now that I have this tablet, I understand. We have to do the thing. So this may be the wall.
Oh yeah, this might be Gorgon being all like, oh, we might actually get our first view of Gorgon.
Yeah, our first full on.
Ooh, this might be good. I'm ready. I'm ready for Big Snake.
I don't know if that'll be all in one episode, but it could be. We'll see. They have
we
plenty
only
of
got,
time.
what, 20? Wait,
21
22?
episodes.
21, yeah.
I think it's 22 if we count 0. But yeah, so it's because, like I said, that's literally the number of chapters there are in the Babylonia. So I don't think we're at a full pace of a chapter an episode. I think we're actually doing better than that. But that's probably going to be that once we get to some of the bigger, more climactic moments, we will have to do, like, stuff will get extended out. But they're doing fairly well to keep their pacing of, like, cold open to build character. We have an expositional or transitional period. Here's what we're going to do in the episode, and here's why. And then the ending of the climax of the episode is a fight, which is really well animated. And then there's a denouement, which is like, okay, did we get what we want out of that fight? Which, honestly, if you think about it, is a lot like how story pips in FGO are arranged. You start a pip, where you'll get an intro cutscene, you fight, then you get an outro cutscene, usually.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they've done a really good job of putting the feel... We've said this before, but they've done a really good job of putting the feel of the game into it. Like, when all the skeletons popped up, I'm like, yeah, that's a fucking fight in FGO. Oh shit, suddenly there's skeletons, great. And I'm pretty sure that is an actual fight in this chapter. So we'll have to see. So yeah, I think it should be... We've done this, I think, every time where it's like, predict the next episode. It'll be the wall next, I think, because I can't remember any other big plot events. So it'll be like, okay, we gotta go to the wall. I don't know if that'll be resolved all in one episode or not, but we're gonna build to the initial Gorgon conflict. And then after that is lost, it's first we recruit Ishtar, then it's Quetzalcoatl. Yeah, I think it is. Because we get back from Ketz and it's like, oh shit, Gilgamesh is dead. We must go into the underworld.
Because he literally worked himself to death. Oh my god.
And then it's we do the actual Gorgon showdown, and that's the end of the first bit, because that's... Well, technically, I think the first Gorgon confrontation is the end of the first act, then the second act is, okay, we gotta defeat the Three Goddess Alliance, then the third act is, oh fuck, Tiamat's awake.
Yep. It's a 3X structure.
And also that's an important thing to note with 3X structures, the acts don't have to be all the same length.
Nope.
The second act is about building tension. And then the third act is doing the tension, which will really be the non-stop climax, because that whole sequence, once we actually do it, is like, there's like a little bit of slowdown with the initial encounter with Lahamu, but in general, it's very fast to find Femme Fatale, to beat her up, and then, oh shit, the actual body is awake, and then it's just a kaiju movie. She literally, the whole rest of the story is just literally Tiamat walks on shore, and we can't do anything to stop her.
I am ready for Giant Dragon Mom, okay?
And that's where they've done some really good scenes so far, but that's where the real money scenes are gonna be, is in that whole last couple of episodes.
I'm hoping that, like, I know they've been throwing money at this, but I really hope they threw even more money for the fucking final acts.
There are a lot of big scenes. I just hope, because they're probably gonna do CG, because she's huge. I just hope full-size Tiamat doesn't look like dog shit.
Oh my god, please. Like, I am ready.
They've done a little bit of CG enhancement on Gorgon already.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad so far.
But yeah, it doesn't look awful. And also that makes sense, because, especially in setting, Gorgon Tiamat is extra large and, like, unusually proportioned. She's even more big titty than normal.
And she has, like, a lot of weird parts, okay?
Yeah, she has a lot of non-standard stuff that's not on her normal-ass sprites, and her tail is, like, way longer and taller, so I can see why they would have to, like, CG some of those assets, because otherwise it's, like, that's a lot of complex parts that are going to move and do weird things.
Yeah.
But hopefully they've been doing really good with the music, both original and hearkening to the game. So I like I said, I've said this since the beginning. I can't wait to hear Gorgon's theme, because she has a dedicated theme that's going to be really cool to see. But yeah, I think that's Babylonia. We're now at about an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, I think this is a good time.
Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, I guess it's... Ugh, oh look, just we've been opening windows and stuff because it's been cooler.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts my breathing, though. Yeah, so I think that's it. There's no further... Babylonia's still good. It's still goo. And I guess we'll see whatever happens with regular FGO and in Jaypee too as we go on.
Welcome to the wild ride that is Fate Grand Order.
Yep.
All things, all the time.
So tune in next week, obviously, for more Let's Talk FGO. Tune in soon for What's Up, where we'll talk about stuff. I say soon because I don't know when it'll actually, release because of stuff.
Whoops.
And check out other stuff we've been doing. If you like us, we do lots of other little videos you can check out all the time, doing stuff, doing things. And, like I said, stay tuned. We're coming up on new events where there are new 5 stars, so there will be new episodes of Wanted and stuff.
I'm gonna add an and shiny to this name. Boom.
Alright, so we're gonna, we'll see you next week, I guess. So I'll just, go into the outro.
Take us out!
Which is to say, if you're watching this on YouTube and you like this video, please give us a like. Helps out with the engagement. If you have any thoughts, leave them in the comment section down below. Or you can hit us up on our Discord. That link is in the description and on our channel page.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel to always get our latest videos. And consider hitting that bell for notifications, even if you're already subscribed, so you always know exactly when we post a new video. Because, some days I sleep 9 hours instead of 8, and the video doesn't get posted until, 2. If there was a video today, that would have happened because I slept like a log an extra hour or 2, and I'm just like, what? Is it already that late? Fuck.
I think I only slept 5 hours last night. I don't know why.
That's another reason why you should sub and consider notifications. Lucky streams things sometimes. I don't know if he's going to stream right after this, but he has streamed things in the past, and if you have notifications on, you'll know.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I feel weird about streaming Death Stranding. I really do.
I don't know. I think people liked it, but if you don't feel like streaming it, then whatever. You don't have to.
I don't know. I think the highlight of my stream last night was me yelling at Axe for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that was actually related to our other discussion about stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow. What's up?
We'll talk about it further. Because of the Pokemon thing.
Pokemon. The Pokemans.
Yes, that's everything. So, hey, like I said at the front of the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early. If you give us $1, you can get access to this episode in audio format, downloadable right away, as soon as it's ready to be posted. And just go ahead and move through that. And, it'll be great. You can also get other stuff like access to polls, like the Teacher Mega Sensei poll we mentioned. You can even listen to some episodes live, get shoutouts, whatever. Alright, well, that's Let's Talk FGO for this week. I think I'm gonna go get some dinner, and then I got some packages to deliver.
Yep. Everyone, tune in next week for good stuff.
Whatever that good stuff is, we don't know yet.
It's gonna be good, alright?